Greetings of peace, love, and light on this beautiful, insightful, and incredibly serene day. There is a power within you that can change the way you see the world. This power is part of you. It is part of your inner being. It is your sixth sense. It is your third eye. The third eye is actually not a part of the physical body. It is part of the second body, which is the etheric body, the subtle body, or the sukshma sharira. The third eye allows you to perceive the world beyond the capabilities of your physical senses. An open third eye chakra enables you to see things as they truly are, but even the slightest imbalance can wreak havoc on your psychological, emotional, and physical health. So much of your life depends upon your third eye chakra being clear and balanced. Why? Because we create our realities based on our thoughts, and our thoughts are often visual in nature. Once the third eye's power is harnessed, you will be able to see things you have never imagined before, like other individuals' auras. You will also be able to see the spiritual dimension and receive clairvoyant messages clearly, most especially from your spirit guides. However, there are many instances when the third eye is blocked. There are various causes to a blockage in the sixth sense, and it is important to identify it first so that appropriate action can be taken. The spiritual, psychological, and physical problems associated with this area manifests when the energy supply is lacking. This imbalanced state will not allow you to enjoy the full meaning of life and healthy relationship with the outside world. Today we will discuss 11 fundamental signs that your third eye is blocked, underactive, or imbalanced. 1. No sense of direction in life. A lack of intuition. When your third eye is blocked, you will feel lost when it comes to a sense of purpose and a path in life. This sense of being lost and without inner guidance can lead to becoming very stagnant in life purpose and life goals. When the energy center of the third eye becomes blocked, you may also begin to distrust your inner voice. Your perception about life and where you're headed can become negatively impacted and nearly unrecognizable. Unable to let go of the past and a fear of what the future holds makes you very dogmatic in your beliefs, daily routine, and how you view others. You may be feeling stuck in the daily grind without being able to look beyond your problems and setting a guiding vision for yourself. The need for purpose is one of the defining characteristics of human beings. Human beings crave purpose, and suffer serious psychological difficulties when we do not have it. Purpose is a fundamental component of a fulfilling life. A blocked third eye chakra can seriously affect your motivation and zest for life, which will lower the vibration of all your other wonderful chakras. A third eye chakra blockage can make it difficult to see the meaning in life, and can take away the feeling of gratitude towards the experiences that you have during your limited time here. This blockage usually means that some of your other chakras have blockages as well, since the chakra energy usually moves upward through the third eye and ultimately through our crown chakra. If you have an unbalanced third eye chakra, you will lack intuition, wisdom, and the ability to perceive things beyond their physical manifestation. As a result of this, you will tend to be aggressive and confused with no sense of direction in life. Learn to connect with your intuition, as it is one of the best things you can do to enhance your experience in this lifetime. 2. Living in fear. Sometimes we fear acknowledging the truth and our reasoning becomes clouded. We fear criticism and other people's thoughts about us, and we fear our shadow side and its attributes. You have an active imagination, but not in a good way. Your imagination is often stuck in regret and worry mode. Regret about the past and worry about the future. You imagine all the things that could go wrong, all the negative things that people might be thinking about you, and a future that is scary if you don't take massive action now to fix everything that is broken. When the third eye chakra is blocked, it can cause thinking that leads to anxiety because it forces you to think that all mistakes are failures. When your sixth chakra is blocked, you may worry that any mistake may expose you to criticism or judgment. Therefore, you don't give yourself permission to relax and let down your guard. When you spend too much time reliving the past in your mind, then it's easy to start feeding your worries about the future. When you spend too much time in the future, then it's also easy to get swept away by disaster scenarios. So focus on spending more of your time and attention in the present moment. Here is a beautiful quote from the amazing Winston Churchill. "When I look back on all these worries, I remember the story of the old man who said on his deathbed that he had had a lot of trouble in his life, most of which had never happened." 3. Unable to visualize and focus. An extremely deficient ajna chakra function can hinder your ability to focus and visualize, and can also lead to learning disabilities as well. It is very difficult to manifest your deepest desires if you are unable to visualize your desires with clarity while having the ability to focus with intensity. Self-imposed and self-reinforcing third eye blocks are a real thing. You say you can't visualize, so you can't. Your focus determines your reality. Your power lies in your ability to focus on doing what is important. If you focus on the right things, and work at them often, you will achieve exceptional results. Thoughts produce the same mental instructions as actions. Mental imagery impacts many cognitive processes in the brain: motor control, attention, perception, planning, and memory. So the brain is getting trained for actual performance during visualization. It's been found that mental practices can enhance motivation, increase confidence and self-efficacy, improve motor performance, prime your brain for success, and increase states of flow, all relevant to achieving your best life. It's so amazing to discover the power of our minds. It's probably the most fabulous, wonderful, liberating discovery that any human being can make. And why is that so? Because when we understand the mechanism of mind, we have the key to freedom. We have the key to living the life we dream of living. We have the key to self-empowerment. 4. Depression. A blocked third eye chakra can make you feel unexcited and disengaged from life. Being out of sync with the third eye can bring many problems in the way that you perceive things in general. Depression is all-encompassing in its effects on the mind and body. Not only does it make someone feel a deep sense of dread, sadness, and hopelessness, it also impedes other processes in the brain. When we are depressed, we often become more depressed daily, and we cannot lift ourselves out of our depression, no matter what we do. We reach a point where we begin to doubt our life. By thinking too analytically into why others don't have similar problems, their decision-making skills become impaired, and creative thinking gets stifled. We must learn to go with the flow of life and see the positive things that life brings. Our thoughts and attitudes play an enormous role in creating or destroying the health of our bodies. Depression, for example, directly diminishes our immune system and affects our very cells from healing because the body communicates with the mind. Negative thinking such as anger, bitterness, jealousy and resentment stunt our healing process. Healing requires the unity of the mind, heart and body, and also the awareness that the physical world, including our bodies, is there to serve as a teacher. 5. Migraines and frontal sinus conditions. An imbalanced third eye will definitely cause problems within the head region. If your third eye is underactive, you experience any of the following physical symptoms on a frequent or chronic basis: frequent headaches, upper frontal sinus conditions, neurological disorders and disorders of the outer brain. Powerful surges of higher energies are channeled by the third eye. It is the lens that allows us to imagine and to dream. When there is too much for the body to process or a blockage, this is unpleasant and painful, misdiagnosed as a typical migraine. If you sense the threat of a migraine, take a barefoot walk in the garden. Hug a tree. It has scientifically been proven that their energy fields are beneficial. They give us oxygen and fruits. It only makes sense. Spending time at the beach is also equally good for the soul. Never forget the importance of drinking clean, filtered water. 6. Eye disorders. Since the spiritual and physical bodies relay messages via metaphor and physical manifestation, it makes total sense that an imbalanced third eye can lead to various eye disorders as well. Disease can teach us about the lessons that we need to learn and address. Disease is often necessary to teach us a lesson which we have failed to get by other means. It can only be truly healed when that lesson is learned. The willingness to heal must come from a soul level. A blocked sixth chakra will cause closed-mindedness, egotism, glaucoma, cataracts, blurry vision, poor eyesight, nearsightedness and farsightedness, night blindness, distorted perception, astigmatism and many more. These conditions represent a direct message from the spiritual world that your third eye's vision has been blurred. 7. Insomnia, nightmares, unable to recall dreams or lucid dream. Your third eye pineal gland is responsible for the production of melatonin. If you have a blocked third eye, it can create a wide variety of problems, with insomnia being on top of the list. Insomnia is the inability to get the amount of sleep you need to wake up feeling rested and refreshed. If you are prone to having nightmares, the cause is always the presence of several strong fear-based vibrations in you that have not been released from your energy space. A nightmare is an indication of a strong negative vibration, as compared to a bad dream which is relatively less intense. People who consciously release suppressed and unconscious patterns of fear through awareness, over time, notice the lessening of bad dreams and increase in the amount of positive dreams. When your dreams are dominantly positive, it's a confirmed indication that your vibration is free of negativity to a huge extent. Another sign that your third eye is blocked is that you will not be able to recall your dreams or experience lucid dreaming either. As you may know, remembering your dreams is the starting place for learning to have lucid dreams. If you don't recall your dreams, even if you do have a lucid dream, you won't remember it. Your brain takes in a lot of information during the day. Your conscious mind is not able to process all of this information while you are awake. When you go to sleep, your dreaming mind has access to this information that was not available to you while you were awake. Your dreams might reveal new insights, desires, or help you solve a problem creatively. If you remember your dreams, you will have access to more self-knowledge and might learn more about your true thoughts and feelings, as well as spiritual insights, contacts with higher beings, or very important messages from your spirit guides. 8. Calcified pineal gland. Located in the centermost area of the brain, nuzzled in between the two hemispheres, lies the magnificent pineal gland. Known variously as the third eye, the mind's eye, the all-seeing eye, the seat of consciousness, and the gateway to the soul, this amazing tiny pinecone-shaped endocrine gland is a stargate or pathway between the physical and metaphysical dimensions. Considered the most powerful and highest source of ethereal energy available to humans, the pineal gland has always been important in initiating supernatural powers. Development of psychic talents has been closely associated with this organ of higher vision. This beautiful tiny organ regulates your daily and seasonal circadian rhythms, the sleep-wake patterns that determine your hormone levels, stress levels, and physical performance. It also works in congruence with the hypothalamus gland, which directs the body's hunger and thirst, sexual desire, and aging process. A properly functioning pineal gland is synonymous with good health and well-being, while calcification, the buildup of calcium phosphate crystals, and deterioration of the pineal gland can lead to health hazards. Calcification is the biggest problem for the pineal gland. Fluoride accumulates in the pineal gland more than any other organ and leads to the formation of phosphate crystals. As your pineal gland hardens due to the crystal production, less melatonin is produced, regulation of your wake-sleep cycle gets disturbed, and your third eye also becomes blocked. There are many ways to decalcify your pineal gland. Stay tuned, as we will be providing lots of information on this topic in the near future. 9. Unable to see past illusions. Unable to see truth. With a blocked third eye chakra, you will not be able to see past the worldly illusions that are bestowed upon us on a daily basis. You will not be able to see truth for what it is, as the truth will be blurred by illusions that the third eye usually dissolves without a problem. You are being bombarded with illusions and programming on a daily basis, whether it's from watching TV, the internet, listening to the radio, walking or driving to the mall or anywhere around town. You are surrounded by illusion and programming. With a blocked third eye, you will not see past these illusions. For example, for a magician to fool his audience, his deceit must go unseen, and to this end he crafts an illusion to avert attention from reality. While the audience is entranced, the deceptive act is committed, and for the fool, reality then becomes inexplicably built upon on a lie, that is, until the fool wakes up and recognizes the truth and the fact that he has been duped. As we are indoctrinated into this authoritarian corporate consumer culture that now dominates the human race, we are trained that certain aspects of our society are untouchable truths, and that particular ways of being and behaving are preferred. We are barraged with suggestions and absolutes that are aimed at shattering self-confidence and confidence in the future. Advertising is just the tip of the iceberg. When we look further, we see that the overall organization of life is centered around the pursuit of illusions and automatic obedience to institutions and ideas which are not at all what they seem. This is why it's so important for you to open your third eye, so that you can see past all of this and live free. While independent thinkers and journalists continually blow holes in the official versions of reality, the illusion of truth is so very powerful that it takes a serious personal upheaval to shun the cognitive dissonance needed to function in a society that openly chases false realities. Disconnected from the universe. Not to mention the fact that with an active pineal gland, the ability to tap into universal knowing, oneness, and heaven-like euphoria that is all around you, at every moment has been stripped away. Which is largely where humanity is at today as a whole. With our third eyes closed, we are unable to see the realms and beings that are around us all the time. Our connection has been cut off before we even had the time to understand what was happening. You just feel a bit lost and detached from your body and spirit, and may reject all spiritual notions simply because you can't see past the illusions presented to you in this reality. Enlightenment and universal oneness is a continuous realization that you are an eternal being who will never die. It comes from a deeper knowing that you are beyond the body and behind the mind. It is celebrating every moment of the day with the feeling of being intimately connected to the entire universe, as if it is a living, breathing, conscious intelligence that loves you unconditionally. It is surrendering to this truth everywhere you are. When you disconnect from the universe, your sense of purpose, creativity, and ability to be innovative are not as easy to access. You may also experience a deep and empty sense of longing or feel devoid of ideas or unworthy of love. It's important, however, to recognize that being disconnected from the universe is never a permanent state, and it can be reversed any time you decide that you are ready to reconnect. When you are connected to the universe, all aspects of your being will feel alive as the flow of the universe pours through your being and into your life. When we connect with the universe, we begin to see things clearly, allowing the truth to manifest in our heart and mind. The egoistic illusion of life no longer becomes a problem. All the abilities you had and the sense of happiness when you were a child return. Now that's quite some experience. No psychic abilities. The third eye chakra is associated with the archetypal dimensions, as well as the realm of spirits. It goes beyond the more physical senses into the realm of subtle energies. Awakening your third eye allows you to open up to an intuitive sensibility and inner perception. It allows you to connect with your psychic, clairvoyant, clairsentience, clairaudient, clairalience, clairaugustance, and claircognizance abilities. However, when your third eye's blocked, you lose all of these wonderful tools. You will be unable to feel and witness perception of subtle dimensions and movements of energy or access to mystical states and illumination. The third eye chakra is an instrument to perceive the more subtle qualities of reality. For those of us on the soul quest to increase our psychic abilities, opening up the third eye can enhance our existing skills, even with reading the tarot cards and practicing astrology, while giving us increased clairvoyant perception. you can learn powerful and effective ways to develop your own psychic abilities and use them for awakening your higher consciousness. With greater knowledge of these innate skills, you can become the multidimensional being you're intended to be. By connecting with all parts of yourself, not just the visible human parts, you can remember why you're here and the gifts you have to share with this world. In conclusion, we don't have to continue on blindfolded and limited by our five senses. There is so much more available to us if we will only see it. When you have now identified the cause, it is now time to work on unblocking your third eye. Understanding how energy flows through your physical eyes and third eye will enable you to successfully gain control of your sixth sense. A blocked third eye receives no form of energy, hence, to unblock it, you need to divert energy from other sources to your third eye. Human beings are naturally dynamic. Growth is an intrinsic part of our nature. Life on Earth has always been dynamic, as expressed through the process of evolution. Life has always had an innate tendency to grow towards greater complexity, to become more organized, and more conscious. We begin to see things clearly, allowing the truth to manifest in our heart and mind. The egoistic illusion of life no longer becomes a problem. All the abilities you had and the sense of happiness when you were a child return. Now that's quite some experience. So when we feel a sense of purpose, and this is particularly the case at higher levels of purpose, we're really manifesting the creative urge of evolution, becoming its expression, which is possibly why it feels so right when we do it. Most often, healing occurs when an individual is ready and willing to make some major changes in his or her life. The achievement of balance and harmony on one level automatically requires and affects balance and harmony in the others. We must pay attention without judgment to all areas of our lives when we are in a state of imbalance. Our bodies are merely temporary instruments to be used for the fulfillment of the purposes of our higher self. Being aware of this is the first step toward paying attention to the messages our bodies are sending us. This is the essence of holistic healing. The sixth chakra also teaches us that dying is nothing to fear. It is important to embrace your time on this earth, and then all you do is leave your body. Death is but a gateway into the next lesson of existence. Wishing you peace, love, and light.